Friday, November 12th, 2021. Here's the date. It's the day after Veterans Day. It's kind of, my weather looks pretty similar. It's raining, it's wet outside. Now this is interesting because I have this situation still going on with these two people claiming to be health commissioner and health deputy director, and they're advertising or on commercial. I don't know if it's advert or commercial. I don't know brand. I don't know the difference, but this ties into the gentleman who came yesterday, who's Lewis's ex-business partner. When this man named Lord, who claims to be of Jamaican heritage, comes with no accent, by the way, because I've been to Jamaica. They have the part of Jamaica that I was, there was a very distinct characteristic of their people. This man does not hold any of that distinction. However, he speaks very flat English, so with no intonation or inflection. When he came yesterday, he was wearing very much what looks like Marine Corps, like the globe with the black and white lines, with the anchor going through it, and the yellow eagle. He was wearing a shirt that was black and white, thick stripe, like thick patches of white, thin black line shirt. And he was wearing a hat with, I don't know if it's a tiger, because I think one of them has a symbol of like Semper Fi with a tiger with claws on it. Standing in front of me, I'm the woman who's been tiger clawed by the evil children of everywhere, and he claimed to be Meta, M-E-T-A, which I also thought was interesting, e-commerce no less, tied into usually the importing-exporting problem and what I got going on in New York. Now this is what I find on TV today, but yesterday I had a live visitor who does not, I don't know how to explain it. How do you get out from underneath this? How do you become successful when he has lots of doctors, lawyers, and super highly papered, degreed family members, a very large network of them? And they somehow have cut my father off from being able to be successful in the state of New York, on the northeast coast of the United States of America. I'm just curious, at what point does my father get protected, and do I get protected? Now this is what they're pushing on the television. Now Facebook switched over to Meta, is what they're calling it now, according to something on the television, but I can't tell what's true or what's not. But I think this is regulated by something FCC, they say, which is Federal Communication something or other.
Our digital platform. I'm Mary Calvi. CBS Mornings returns in just a moment.
It's what the humans speak in an English I'm trying to decipher.
This portion of CBS 2 News is brought to you by Raymore and Flanagan.
We'd do anything to keep our families safe, anything to protect our kids, and the pandemic tested it all. Now CBS 2 takes an in-depth look at the vaccines because our future depends on it.
Watch the CBS 2 special report, COVID-19 Vaccines, Our Children, Our Future. Wednesday at 5:15 on CBS 2. Maurice Dubois, Christine Johnson. CBS 2 News at 5 and 11. Stories that connect us all.
Hi, it's Dave Choksey, the city's doctor.
Okay. So he claims to be some city doctor. I didn't hire him. I wasn't asked if he could be the city doctor. My opinion was never even addressed if I would accept him as the city doctor, because I don't. His Dave Chotsky, he claims he's a commissioner, New York City Department of Health and Mental Hygiene. Now, and then there's this guy, something Easterling. Now, Yahtzee Chotsy over here has a thick collar and it's a deep neckline, and then there's buttons down this way, and he's got a lot of writing on his tag. Easterling does not. He's got, this looks to me like a college. It looks actually exactly like the college nursing students' smock or apron that I used when I went to the first clinical trial, the first clinical of an RN degree that I never finished because I didn't want the headache of having to explain that to the powers that be elsewhere. I just went to investigate that the patients were being handled properly and some of their protocols and what the inside of a hospital looked like on the unhealthy side, since I had already had a child, but I was in a different type of facility for birthing. And so his jacket has, oh, see, this has a much deeper, this is a lot less. It's more, this is also a lab coat that I've had when I had to go study microbiology on like a nano to micro, like when you skin an onion and you look under, not an electron microscope, but a stage with a light source that's like one light bulb. And the buttons go up a lot higher. They're a different type of button as well. And if you notice, he does not have as much accreditation to his name as Yahtzee Chotsy over here.
City's doctor, and I'm here with my.
And their photos are so, they're sitting in front of some kind of green screen. It doesn't even look production-wise like they're actually in a hospital facility.
My friend and colleague, Dr. Torian Easterling.
I'm the Health Department's Chief Equity Officer and First Deputy Commissioner, and we are sharing the good news that children ages 5 to 11 can now get the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine.
I don't know who makes this script up for them, but they are on television talking to whatever sits on a couch watching television as if what they're saying is true and accurate. It's like a court of law by itself within the living room between unsuspecting victim and the evil from beyond. It's very confusing for the end consumer. They used to do this with life insurance policies and sports reps. Hi, I'm Joe Namath and whatever. I mean, they had some rerun guy or one of those shows from the 1970s did the same thing. He's still up there on some commercial trying to sell Medicare or whatever. But these programs, even to the public in New York, do not equate out to the same thing. They are still racially profiled and by demographic, because my parents are not receiving anything that seems like it follows the storyline of what they're advertising for other demographic and target audiences. And I don't understand how this keeps going on. I mean, my position in New York has become, they talk about North Korea has a concentration camp, and they talk about on the news in some political format how evil North Korea is. I'm like, I'm in North Queens. I'm in a concentration camp. I'm sitting here trying to concentrate on what the hell all of this is doing on some studio set and why the outer government is not shutting this down. Why are you allowing them to build insurance and health companies that fuel synthetic drugs and computing and all of this secret industry that the unsuspecting end consumer is being harmed by, and then is like losing the right to fight in any logical format, because people, as the numbers grow on one side, the people's numbers shrink, and then their power shrinks, and then it becomes almost impossible to protect yourself, which is kind of where I feel like I'm at the moment. And to add insult to injury, they don't even know that they're being preyed upon or taken advantage of. So when you try to speak to them, they deny that they're in a concentration camp situation or they're a victim of war crimes. They don't get it. They're like, there's no tanks or guns on the streets. Right. You know there is. It's just maybe not in your section.
Our
And I
kids
got
have
shots
endured so much
fired,
over
but
the
it's
course of
into
the
there.
pandemic.
I mean, this is
As doctors
disgusting.
And as fathers, we are thankful that we can now protect even more children against COVID-19. Pediatricians are strongly recommending that children 5 and older get back.
They have perpetuated and built a culture and society based on the fact that rather than getting to the root problem, which is the environment, the atmosphere, and the weather, and the physics are broken, and they're damaging the humans, they have built a culture of, you're going to get sick, we're the authority, we know better, and they've built themselves into a money-making schematic that's really dangerous because they don't want to let it go, and they're fighting the truth coming out, but they're also fighting the people actually getting healed. And they're lying through their teeth that this is the only way.
Vaccinated.
But I don't see a future where there's healthy, safe people. I see a lot of sick people to the long term because they keep allowing this to happen where they're convincing, brainwashing people that they're sick. They're going to be sick. Prepare for sick. Buy into the health insurance. Buy into the drugs.
And swelling on the arm, tiredness, chills, or fever.
They're selling flu shots, FLU, influenza. That sounds like aviation, the aviator's disease, in a bigger schematic elsewhere in a continuously rolling problem, growing more dangerous.
And available at sites throughout the city.
Parents always keep their kids safe. With vaccines, they'll be even safer. If you have questions about the vaccine for your child, please speak with your pediatrician or call 212 COVID-19. Thank you.
Este é o CBS Nova York.
That's not even English, by the way.
Welcome back to I'm Mary. County Least Inch will have your full forecast.
These are my
coming up.
headlines.
Police have stepped up patrols in Central Park after a sexual assault there yesterday morning. It was one of 2 attacks within 1 hour in Manhattan yesterday, but the NYPD says they do not appear to be connected. The first happened in Central Park around 7 Thursday morning, and about 45 minutes later, another woman was assaulted at 103rd Street near the FDR. It happened on the Randall's Island running path. The alleged suspect, 38-year-old Howard Shaw, was caught shortly afterwards. And the Central Park assault, this is the man police want to question. Investigators say a 27-year-old was jogging along a path near Center Drive in Woolman Rink when she was allegedly knocked to the ground, choked, and raped.
Just to see something like that here is devastating.
The only reason I'm here is because there's lots of other people here.
Police say they will be in Central Park today to try to get more tips. A police-involved shooting has claimed the life of a 60.
Now this is interesting. Tia Freya wakes up this morning. He's like, yo, 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 yo. He's like, you gotta see this. And I'm like, what? And he shows me a video. And the video that he shows me was from some Facebook friend that he has, which was clear. The picture was not this cloudy. Clear as anything about the police in blue pants with a blue stripe going at or rapidly firing at a whatever. Now this is what hits the news. Here's the
65-year-old
filter.
Brooklyn man. It happened last night on the Belt Parkway when officers tried to pull over a Jeep Cherokee for speeding. They say the driver kept swerving, eventually getting out of the vehicle and pointing a gun at officers. Police shot the man in the leg. He later died of his injuries. A New Jersey teenager missing for nearly a month has been found safe on a Harlem street corner. 14-year-old Josiah Moore was spotted by a Good Samaritan last night and called 911. Moore had gone missing from East Orange after her mother said she never came home from a deli early. The Essex County Prosecutor's Office will be holding a press conference later this morning to provide more information. And now let's get over to that forecast. It's a rainy one. Here's Elise.
It is, Mary. So we've got the
So
raindrops
now,
on the
I'm
lands,
just
and
curious, with all that e-commerce and ordering crap from other places that then seem to just send their kids to big cities, like just descending upon like big arrivals, and nobody knows their schedule for some reason or how to handle the influx. I'm just curious, how does that keep the children safe and help the city workers and service people stay themselves and their families safe? It seems like crime's just really gotten more difficult to get anything accomplished in New York City, especially with this television telling everything the wrong way, and integrated into some shipping and containment issue of importers and exporters, not yet, that they've been putting on the news as well. I'm still within this flag system, and I'm still traversing the hole in the wall at the moment. It's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole Cattaruzza. And it is November 12th, 2021. It's Earth, Solar System, Milky Way, Universe, Galaxy is broken. Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.